Welcome to the Ultimate Tolkien Tournament. This is Middle-earth Madness. Yes, welcome back to the Chamber of Death, everyone, for the second night of the third round of the Third Age Throwdown. We are joined, as usual, by Engine Chief and TJ. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Peachy.
I love it. Yep, we are rocking and rolling our way through the Sweet 16, as it were, of the Third Age Throwdown. So let us take a quick glance, as we always do, at how we got here. This is our bracket. Check out MiddleEarthMadness.com for live or near live updates to our bracket board here. Last night, we played in the Rohan region. We had 2 fights here to set up a sweet Elite 8 fight here, Gandalf against Galadriel. So if you missed any of that, YouTube is your best bet. Go check out these fights. They're both worth watching. Now that, I didn't really give a spoiler alert, but now that you know the outcomes, fights are maybe still worth watching, especially this one. Wouldn't you say, fellas?
It was very interesting.
Yeah, pretty cool. So check those out if you missed them. Tonight, our first fight is Sauron Gorthaur, the Dark Lord of Mordor, against Cirdan, the Shipwright. You gotta say that carefully now with all these slanderous ideas in my head. But yeah, Cirdan, one of the 3 elf lords who originally owned one of the 3 elven rings of power. You can see it on his finger there. Cirdan, wielder of Narya, the fire ring, later given to Gandalf when he returned as Gandalf the White. So, couple cool characters here. And, if you're fans of the books, fans of the lore, I won't make you come with me to Lordor entirely, because we want to get to the fights. But suffice it to say that I think Cirdan would have a chance against Sauron were they to fight in the books one-on-one. Now, I'm not saying he's an odds-on favorite. I'm merely saying he could hold his own and maybe do some damage with his elven ring to, certain forms of Sauron. Now, the form of Sauron we have pictured here is sort of a meet me in the middle. It's not the version of the Dark Lord with the One Ring, squaring off against, in the Last Alliance, against all the armies of elves and men, and only by a miraculous chop by Isildur that chopped the ring off his finger was he ever defeated. No, this is more of a, call it a half step back from that ultimate beast mode form of Sauron. So that being said, I think Cirdan will have a chance in this one. More on that later when we look at the battle stats. But that's how we got here. And that's where we're at. Now, a quick look at the other proof of concept that we are offering everyone. 1 second here. Josh, welcome.
Hey, bud.
Welcome back to the Chamber of Death. He is here to support his man, Sauron.
Yes,
Long time no see, buddy. How you doing?
Dude, been busy as all get out, but it's about to end. I'm excited.
Yeah, it is. It totally is. Hey, man, we're packing
speaking
the
of
house.
Let's see how Sauron finishes off this fool that he's fighting.
Yes, indeed. I was just going to show folks our fantasy league here, and we are also joined by Hanti. Hanti, how you doing, buddy? Long time no see for you as well.
Yeah, it's been a while. How's it going?
Dude, all good. We got the full panel here tonight. Sans one or two of our founders, but a lot of our founders and panelists are in the house tonight, ready for battle. These fights are about to get, like with any tournament, with any bracket, the deeper we go in the field, the more is on the line, and the gnarlier these fights get. And tonight will be no exception, especially because we got a little skin in the game, so to speak. Because all of us have drafted Lord of the Rings fantasy teams.
Yes.
Pun very much intended with the word fantasy.
Not you, Mr.
Correct, not me.
Commissioner, you didn't draft.
Yes, the Maestro is Switzerland over here, just keeping score, keeping it fair, keeping it even. No favorites in the Chamber of Death. But for everyone else, you're going to have to come get some. So you can see on your screen here, Campy, it's just as an example, we all drafted Lord of the Rings characters with a salary cap, right? So your expensive characters are also your mightiest characters, your 1 and 2 seeds. Campy and Josh at the top here both kind of employed the stars and scrubs strategy. It's what we'd call it in, like a fantasy baseball or fantasy football league. Sometimes you want to just blow all your money on 4 elite players and just hope to God that they don't get hurt, right? No injuries here in the Chamber of Death, but it is still sort of a risky strategy, as you can see here. But it could still pay off. As you can see, Josh has 90 points here, and he's still got Boromir, a 4 seed, Gandalf, a 1 seed, and Smaug. I'm sorry, I said Josh, I think, but I'm talking about Campy.
Oh, yeah, you met me for sure, 100%.
Yeah, that's Campy with 3 guys left. And Josh, same strategy, just a little less lucky with Legolas and Gimli going out a little earlier. Still has Elrond and Sauron left, both of which could do a lot of damage. But as we currently stand, Chucky is way up there in points, courtesy of a couple sweet upsets by Farmer Maggot, an upset by Radagast, and some really good first-round luck for his lower-seeded characters. Luck and perhaps talent, both. So Chucky leads the way with 161. And as Engine Chief was saying before we hit record tonight, I think it'll kind of come down to tonight. If one of you guys can knock off Farmer Maggot, I think Farmer Maggot needs to lose tonight.
Boo that guy. Boo.
Boo that farmer. Boo. And then kind of conversely with Josh, hey man, sorry to lay it on the line, but I think Sauron is sort of must win tonight here for you, and kind of the rest of the way. So no pressure.
He is my only hope.
Yeah. Elrond can make some noise too, but I think you need both of them to kind of make a little bit of noise, and Sauron could obviously win it all. He's the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah. Are you ready for the noise?
Fully prepared. So the data is sort of our spoiler, our sleeper lurking in the background here with Galadriel Azog, who fights tonight and needs a win, or could use a win, right? It's Galadriel and Thorin are sort of his mainstays, but hey man, it wouldn't hurt if Azog pulls, well, it wouldn't be an upset, but pulls the victory tonight. So there we have it. Comments on the Fantasy League or the matchups tonight, gentlemen, before we cue off the first fight.
Boo, Farmer Maggot.
Boo, Farmer Maggot. Yes,
Farmer
indeed.
Maggot. Yes, let's go. Farmer Maggot out on all platforms.
No way, man. Farmer Maggot's going to be in the Who Let the Dogs Out camp tonight.
Yeah, quite literally. You got those 3 hounds. Grip, Fang, and Wolf. Sort of a cool ranged attack to introduce another Hobbit character to the field. We've been having fun with that guy, but I can say that as Switzerland, of course, it's less fun when he's whipping your dudes in battle.
Yes, boo.
Boo. So that brings us to our first fight of the night, and I want to hear our panelists' thoughts just based on the characters and based on the lore. What you think about this one before we look at the stats.
None of us know very much about Cirdan, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean, he's sort of. How does he compare to Gandalf's? You know, I think he has some shot against Sauron, but have to favor Sauron. There was a 1 seed against a 5 seed.
Yeah,
we
fair enough.
So can we have maybe like a special round? I don't know, Matt, that just like focuses on shipbuilding, or I mean, that would be that'd be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
I don't know
dude,
how-
it's totally, man. I mean, it's a good point because he is such a background character in all of the lore. It's very hard to know, and so sort of the way we created this character, at least in terms of the stats. Good segue. Let's pull up the stats. Is really to he is best known, and rightfully so, as a ring bearer. Okay. He is one of, as I said before, the owners or the keepers of the 3 elven rings, particularly the Ring of Fire, which I think it's pretty safe to say it's the most powerful in combat. You guys could probably push back on that if you really wanted to. I mean, Vilya doing water damage at the Fords of Bruinen, for example. Pretty cool spell, pretty cool ring effect there. But Galadriel, more the Ring of Adamant, just playing defense and concealing her kingdom of Lothlorien, befuddling trespassers, right? If you step 1 foot into the golden wood, then by the power of the ring, you will become enmeshed in shadows and probably shot by Haldir or one of his buddies, right? So I think the red ring, I think the fire ring that Cirdan kept pretty fell in battle. So that's the way we've queued him up here. You can see he's gonna wanna use ranged combat and use that ring. And if he does, he'll have decent accuracy. If you can see in the blue column here, 78. He's not going to miss too much, although that's not elite accuracy like you'd see with one of the elite archers in the game that are all above 85. Legolas or Beleg or Thranduil, dudes like that. Still, 78, no slouch, and 85 piercing if he hits you with a spell with the ring. So that's going to be Cirdan's strategery here. Will it do any good against Gorthaur, the Dark Lord Sauron? Well, Sauron has dexterity of 77 here. So if you cross-multiply 78 accuracy against 77 dexterity, that's pretty even. So call it 50-50-ish on even hitting him, right, Engine Chief? That's about how the math would go?
I wouldn't say 50-50. I would say normal.
Let's get Sauron.
Just normal. Yeah. And then once he does hit, you're looking at piercing, which is 85, against deflection, 87 with Sauron. So
Also
the bad
normal.
news, also normal, right? The bad news for Cirdan is that Sauron is actually pretty good at defending against his optimal attacks. So
That's right. Not a good matchup for Cirdan. And then beyond that, how damaging is the damage? Well, that goes into things like magic and spirit, and he's not terribly special at those either. So
correct. But
it's
check
hard
this
for
out.
a ranged. It's
Go
hard
ahead,
for a
Frank.
ranged character to win in this configuration.
Right. Yes. The one thing I notice here though is they're going to use their backup weapons a grotesquely high amount. Maybe the highest for the
Wow.
tournament.
That's the highest of the tournament.
55. So 45% of the time they're going to have to use their backup weapons. So in Sauron's
And tell
case,
us
that's
about the. Yeah.
necromancy for Sauron. It's still pretty fail. Check this out. So for Sauron, it's no problem. Like from range, he's good. 78. He's about like Cirdan, really.
Yeah.
78
really.
and 85. So he's equally as good from range as Cirdan is from range, and he's way better in melee with his black mace, which he prefers to use. Yeah, this is looking like a beatdown waiting to happen, despite fairly even graph lines here. If they're going to use their
Look at
backup
those.
weapons,
Look at those red columns, man.
Yeah,
hard to-
yeah,
Cirdan has no really advantages.
yeah. Ooh,
But,
sorry, Hunty. This could be an uphill, or you could score a miraculous victory. We'll see.
Yeah,
We've
this one's gonna
seen-
be tough.
We've seen first shot death, game over. We've seen it once.
Factually
It's rare,
accurate.
but it can happen.
Yeah, that was Eladon against Gimli. One-shot wonder. Done. Fertig.
Yeah, Gimli
That
didn't
wasn't
draw.
very fair. That was.
He didn't.
What-
Gimli didn't draw his sword, man. He was just walked into an ambush or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this. Not a good shot here, but he has a shot.
They fought in tall weeds. Gimli couldn't see.
Exactly. Yeah, he needed a box. All right, give me your picks, guys, and then we shall fight.
The Dark Lord.
Yeah, Dark
Yes.
Lord. He'll take a wound along the way, but he'll win.
Sauron, he's our man. If he can't do it, I'm out.
There we have it. And with that, let us fight. In our first fight of the night, we have the Dark Lord Sauron against Cirdan. Let us fight. First attack to Cirdan engages with his ring Nadia, but misses.
Whiff.
Now, Sauron comes back. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm adding you back to the group. Campy. Sorry, technical difficulties. Resume fight. Sauron attacks, hits, wounds, a slight smite right off
Suck
the
it.
bat. Now, can Cirdan do any damage? He comes back, he hits, he wounds.
Oh, there it was. That was his
Yes.
chance, and it ticked off.
Yes. Now,
You're about to
Sauron
eat mace.
resumes the initiative here. Now, what is going on here? Hold on, guys.
Huh?
Okay.
He's-
Sauron attacks with necromancy, forced to use his less favorable weapon, but it's a miss. Cirdan comes back, a hit, no damage. Sauron attacks, misses, and they're dancing a little bit. A hit and a wound for Sauron, another slight smite.
Suck it.
Taking Cirdan down to 31. Now, can Cirdan do anything? He's going to need a laser beam out of that ring to the, I don't know, lack of eyeball or something. Here he goes. A hit, a wound! Tink! Not enough. Sauron counters. A hit, no damage. Cirdan comes back, misses. Sauron misses. Cirdan hits, wounds! A slight smite, helping to even the fight in the 13th
That was with his
round.
off weapon too.
He uses his Falathrine blade. Good point, Engine Chief. So, perhaps he will stick with this weapon. It's better than his rings, apparently. But let's see what Sauron does when he gets back up. He gets up, swings, misses. Cirdan counters. Hits! No damage. Sauron counters. Engages but cannot hit. Cirdan comes back. A hit! A wound! And
Let's
the fight
go.
is even in the 17th round.
Go on, Cirdan. I need this.
How very interesting. The Dark Lord has been put on notice. Now Sauron gets up, dusts himself off. Attacks! Hits! Wounds! Slay! And he heard us talking about him being on notice, and he said, "Notice accepted, foul ones. Now you must die."
And I'm still in the fight.
And Josh gets a shot in the arm for his fantasy chances. Good fight, man. Just when we were getting worried. With that, Patty Man joins us. Patty Man, how you doing, man?
Yes.
So, I'm not sure how much of that you saw, but pretty good fight. A little bit of a scare for Sauron Goldthauer there before he just busts out his mace and says, "I'm done playing with my food."
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
like a close fight.
Yeah, I'm not getting why he got so dinged up by that, secondary or even third weapon.
Yeah, it is an elven blade at the end of the day, but yeah, not really Cirdan's strength. So
He had all those pretty rings, you know.
yeah, those pretty rings, use them.
Kind of silly though to try and use a magic ring against the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, we try to even that at least conceptually a little bit by saying this is the Sauron that does not have the One Ring, right? This is so the three are still sort of alive, and that's why they could use the three, because the one was lost for such a long time. If you remember, that the elves actually put away the three once they realized that Sauron was trying to overmaster them with the one. They hid them and didn't use them. And then, of course, when the ring was lost, they busted them out again and used them and built their kingdoms with them. Magic ring tax. Exactly. So,
I think for the final battle, Sauron should get the One Ring. You know?
Just find it and then dominate everybody.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
Fantasy League.
Exactly.
Super.
No bias at all there, huh?
No bias.
Totally none. I'm trying to keep it, on the level.
There you go. Josh, you are owed fantasy points. I bestow upon you 30 of them, bringing you up to 70 points.
Woo! Woo!
Woo!
Woo!
Yep, just behind Campy right there. So, looking good. Meanwhile, Hanti, I regret to inform you, I'm going to have to use my black ink correctly this time, instead of, accidentally deleting one of your characters, which I apparently did last time. Sorry about that. But Cirdan is no more. May he
Glad I
rest
could do that for you.
in peace in the halls of Mondos.
Glad I could do that for you, Hanti.
There you go, Josh.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. At least we have one more. Came back
Still
to
very
life.
much live. Yep.
Welcome to the One Man Club.
Yes, indeed.
I'm a little bit more confident in your
What does
one
that
man
mean?
versus mine, but because
I have total confidence.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I see. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
we only
Our
have one
next fight.
remaining fighter.
Gentlemen, what do we think of this unexpected fight?
Let's end Farmer Maggot today.
I want
Yeah.
revenge for Aragorn, so I want Farmer Maggot to win.
I need Farmer Maggot to get chopped up. There's no other.
Who's got Azog?
How dare you
I do.
kill a prince
Zettel
of
does.
Glamroth, followed by one of the greatest elf lords in the Tolkien Legendarium? Get out of here! You gotta go.
Has it been the pups who win it for him every single time?
I don't know. Has it?
Who?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Oh,
yeah.
well, pretty
He relies
much, yeah.
heavily. He relies very heavily on his ranged attack. Yeah.
You guys are missing
So
the
what-
main point. The main point is Farmer Maggot is owned by Chucky, and Chucky's in the lead. So we all want him to stumble.
And there's that. That's right.
There's also that.
Piss on the victors.
Yeah. So what they're referring to here, everyone who's watching this, is look at this run that Farmer Maggot's had. He takes out Imrahil in the first round. Upset.
Viable.
Then he takes out Glorfindel. No big
Yeah,
deal.
right.
Never happened.
And then, Azog is the one that upset Aragorn, of course, as Patty Man mentioned. And so tonight it'd be yet another upset if Farmer Maggot and his Hounds of Death can take out the orc.
If we did not have skin on this, I would absolutely be rooting for Farmer Maggot. But
All the
considering
way.
that he took out two people of mine in a row, I very much despise that character.
Yeah, you can't like him. He took out Glorfindel? No. Nah. Was that a surprise attack? I didn't see him. He was a hobbit. He snuck up on me, and dogs ripped off my throat or something. Ripped out my throat or something.
Yep, it's three big old wolfhounds that this dude keeps that are I mean, I don't know how big they are, but they're bigger than hobbits anyway. They're like
Bigger than hobbits.
maybe they ride them like horses when they're not using them to guard, or just plow fields with them or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They're bigger than hobbits. They're bigger than hobbits. They're 3, maybe even 4 feet tall.
Well, put it this way, dude. They scared off a Nazgul.
Yeah, there you go.
So he wasn't having any nonsense from any black riders.
I mean, I had a 30-pound dog that killed our neighbor's dog, so that's
Dude, I remember that.
Very quickly.
There's some sort of saying on point there, like about the size of the fight in the dog, or the fight size of the wiener in the fight, or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Something about not in my backyard. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Dollar store Nick Offerman with a pitchfork. Well said, Manchucutioner. So let's have a look at the stats here, shall we? All right, it's going to be behind the picture. 1 sec. Let's move the picture. Yeah, so blue line, Maggot. Green line, Azog.
Let's go, Azog.
Yeah, some advantages though here for Maggot. Now that we look at it, I mean it's mostly that ranged attack, of course, with the piercing.
Yeah.
But all hobbits have very good dexterity. He's not more agile than the orc. The orc actually has really good agility as well. Pretty close on elusiveness.
Farmer Maggot has more spirit.
He does. Well, does he? Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, he does. So, thoughts once we've seen the stats, gentlemen? Are you liking one character more than the other in terms of the numbers here?
If Azog can hit him, that armor plays a big role, right? If Azog can hit him, then game over.
Excuse me. Yeah, so the armor has... Well, both of their armor is pretty pitiful, really.
Yeah.
Maggot's got 31. Azog only 57.
I think
Maggot just has a dirty shirt,
Exactly.
I think the deflection is going to play a big role here. If it can somehow counter that piercing.
Exactly, yeah. And he's got some, it's still not great. You'd want him to... Look, orcs' main strength are their toughness, their ferocity, and sometimes their striking, although Azog's striking isn't spectacular. He's also pretty agile for an orc. So... Are they going to be able to use their backup weapons? No. Battlefield conditions favor Azog, and he heavily favors melee. So he's going to be trying to engage up close and personal, whereas Maggot wants to hang back behind his woofs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
If he keeps it melee, Azog wins.
Yeah, now that's going to be key if he can do it.
Slightly unfavorable odds to Azog. Those are the words that catch my eye.
Yes.
Slightly
Bad-
unfavorable.
Bad matchup for Azog for the aforementioned reasons. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time to find out. Shall we fight?
We shall fight.
Someone say the magic words nice and loud for the people in back.
Let's fight!
Let's fight!
In the last fight of the evening, we have Azog against Farmer Maggot. Let us fight. First attack to Farmer Maggot with Grip, Fang, and Wolf, but he misses. Azog counters and misses. Farmer Maggot comes back, engages but can't hit. Azog can't even engage the wily hobbit. Now Farmer Maggot tries again. He hits! He wounds! A slight smite with the attack hounds.
Boo!
Azog is bleeding black blood onto the battlefield. But He is not yet out of the fight. He counters. He engages, cannot hit. Maggot can't hit. And they're dancing. Back and forth through 10 rounds. Advantage to Pharma Maggot by 40 health points. Azog engages with his orcish scimitar but cannot hit. Maggot comes back. Hits! But no damage with the attack hounds. Now, can Azog press his advantage and perhaps slash the hobbit? No, he cannot even hit. Maggot engages, can't hit. Back and forth they go. Oh, there's a hit by a Pharma Maggot, but only slight damage with Grip and Fang. And Wolf perhaps wasn't even in the picture. Licking his wounds.
Azog's first hit's gonna be a mighty one. You watch.
Ah, you heard it from Engine Chief. Does he have his Palantir in working order? Let us see. An attack! Azog, he misses. Maggot counters, hits, wounds, tink! Minimal damage. Azog tries again. Misses. Maggot comes back and wounds again. Again, just with the slight damage.
This might
the orc
prove
is so
to be
far
fatal.
mostly eluding those woofs. Now, can he do anything with his scimitar? He swings. Can't hit. Maggot counters, hits. No damage. Azog. Nothing. Maggot hits and wounds. Oh, down to the very brink of death.
What?
0.37. Let's go. I need a 100 hit
0.37.
right here from Azog.
Now, can Azog
It's not
make
impossible.
A miracle death shot is
not
needed here, ladies and gentlemen. Can he do it? He gets up, dusts himself off, attacks,
Must.
misses, counter by Maggot. A miss. Azog tries again, can't do it. Maggot tries again, can't do it. A hit and a wound by Azog.
Let's see.
Oh,
Okay,
a
we're in the
gaping
fight.
Slash with the
Oh!
He's in the fight.
scimitar. He nearly evens the fight.
Next hit
Any
wins.
hit at all, even a little pokey poke
Pretty much,
with
yeah.
the pitchfork is gonna do it. Maggot counters. He hits, he wounds, and that's it.
Ooh.
Slay.
Dang. Boo.
A tiny
Dude.
wound, but enough.
And Maggot wins.
Ah. I guess when you have the strike zone of Jose Altuve, it's hard to hit you, huh?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Houston Astros Mighty Mouse reference there, ladies and gentlemen. And there you have it.
Farmer
So,
Maggot wins again.
Maggot makes it yet another round. Discuss tonight's fights, gentlemen, while I update the bracket.
Well, I'm thinking that somebody had jokingly said spend all $200 on Farmer Maggot. That may have been actually worth your money.
Yeah. If I remember, he sold for like $25 or something like that. Like we were jokingly upping the price, and Chucky took him all the way. I forgot what he paid for him though.
I can find out. Let's see. Maggot,
So
Maggot.
wise move. So this guy has like the death blow, and he's hard to hit, which those combinations are deadly.
Worked for Beleg to the tune of a Final Four run in the last tournament. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Farmer Maggot, $12.
Wow.
Underpaid.
That's safe to say, right?
Way over delivered. Way underpaid.
Yeah.
Who won? I didn't
Maggot.
see it. Did he?
Maggot won
Wow.
by the hair of his chinny chin chin, but he won. Azog got one hit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's incredible.
It was a nasty one. I mean, but yeah, not enough. Not enough in the end. So let us see where we're at here. So, oh, I gotta refresh this, guys. Sorry. Update the bracket, computer. Let's go.
Sauron versus Farmer Maggot. Who would
Definitely
have
don't
thought?
want.
Are you serious? Oh my goodness.
And the finals of the Mordor will be Sauron against Farmer Maggot.
This should be the easiest fight ever.
I call
A
hacks.
1v10.
Someone's
Crazy.
hacking.
Yeah, I say rig battle. Rig battle.
It's hacked. Someone hacked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think what is honestly fair to say is that Maggot should probably not have been a 10 seed, and that was a discussion we were having. You know, he probably should have been on that 9 line. Again, it might not have been against Imrahil. It wouldn't make a ton of difference. The thing is, with that ranged attack, though, I think you could argue this guy's like a 9 or an 8 seed. So there's that, and you know the seeding wasn't perfect, but you got to remember. Not that we see it too much, but his up close and personal pitchfork attack sucks because he's a hobbit, right? And it should suck.
Yeah.
He just has never used it, and he's been winning, and that's its own random chance dice roll. The battlefield conditions, right? The conditions of the battlefield, when and if they do favor pitchfork fighting, and the other character can fight on his own terms. He's going down because he can't do much with that pitchfork, you know? So that's kind of how that works.
Man, if someone can force the melee,
Exactly.
then win.
Yeah, so since you guys weren't here last night, I don't know if you saw that. Here's our finals in the Rohan region. Gandalf slew Elladan Galadriel in an epic fight. Took out the Witch King. Come from behind victory.
Nice.
To set up our much more chalky final in this region.
Which I think is also kind of cool because lore-wise, right? No man can kill the Witch King, and then we have. I'm sure that debate was had.
No,
that works out so
wasn't.
poetically.
Dude, I missed that completely. So good point, Hanti. The prophecy is alive.
Did the lore man get Lord?
He just got Lord.
He just got Lord.
Which Lord in this chamber of death. Gosh. Yeah, man. That's an excellent point. So let's just quick preview of tomorrow. Tomorrow we shall fight in the Isengard region. And that will be Saruman against Boromir to kick things off, followed by another upset contender here. Thorin, of course, you remember, took out Treebeard in the previous round to advance to take on Smaug. Another matchup straight out of the lore of The Hobbit.
That should be a good fight. That's straight lore. That's
Yep.
Let's see who wins this one.
Exactly. That should be saucy. And then on whatever that would be, Thursday, we've got the Balrog against Radagast, followed by Hanti's last chance, the dwarf Dane Ironfoot against Josh's second to last chance. Is that right?
Let's
Josh?
go, Elrond.
Yeah, it is you, Josh, right? Not
Yeah.
Cappy? Yeah, Dane against Elrond, some elf on dwarf violence.
Yeah, I got Elrond Hubbard and a few other guys. Yep.
Yeah. Which brings us up to present. Guys, thanks for joining tonight, man. We're all out of fights.
Woo!
Woo!
There's more to come.
Can you
Oh,
give
yeah.
us? Can you give us like a leaderboard?
I can.
See who's in what place now.
That I can. Yeah, so. Oh, wrong tab. Here we go. So, leaderboard. Chucky's still leading. Nothing about tonight changed that. So, sorry. Here's Chucky, red bar. He's got 161. Followed by Hanti, who lost a character tonight but stays in second at 144. Followed by Engine Chief, who... Wait a minute. I didn't score this one. I didn't score that second one, did I?
You did not.
No, not yet. Farmer
my
Maggot
bad.
is about to increase the lead.
Backing up. Sorry. Okay, so Maggot.
Unless we just choose not to score that one.
Yeah, so let's... Sorry. Got ahead of myself. So Maggot got a little upset bonus, but it's small. It's a 6-point upset bonus. But the round is worth 30, so it's 30 and 6. Chucky just, lengthened his lead. to 197 with those 36 points from Maggot. And then Azog has been slain for battle. Lamentable. Yep, so Azog out. But yeah, it doesn't change the order of the leaderboard. Yeah, so second place, still Hati. Third place, still Dattel. Fourth place, Yosh. Sorry, Campy. If I can read this board correctly. Campy, followed by Yosh, with his extra 30 points tonight. And then Patty Man, bringing up the rear with 20. But still has Saruman.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Yeah,
Final
83
thoughts, gents.
83 points for Farmer Maggot is definitely the bargain of the draft. By far.
Best
Yeah.
value today.
You're talking, yeah.
I mean, look
Maggot,
how many
12
points Aragorn scored.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
Final words, gents, before we end for tonight.
Let's go, Sauron.
Everyone tell their friends about
I just
Middle
want
Earth Madness.
I want to know when the tournament movie is coming out. That throws out these different storyline with these characters having to go head to head.
Dude. Yeah, let's talk to the Tolkien estate about licensing the Silmarillion first and not just sitting on there. Now that Christopher Tolkien has passed, hopefully his heirs will be a little bit easier on the rights, but long story short, he hated Christopher Tolkien, the heir, the really the writer and co-writer of the Silmarillion, and finishing all of his dad's stories and compiling all those stories. He hated all the theatrical versions of all the movies. He sounds like just a curmudgeon. And to be fair, they did a disservice on elves showing up at Helm's Deep and crap like that. The guy's the world's biggest purist with the lore, and he probably should be, dude. Like, his dad wrote these stories, and so he wants them exactly perfect, right? Arwen replacing Glorfindel was far from perfect, and so he hates the Peter Jackson movies. And what that has done is actually some significant damage on the licensing front. He will not license the Silmarillion to anyone. Of course, now he's passed, so again, new blood. We'll see what happens with his kids, but if they're equally stingy, we got no shot of seeing Silmarillion during our lifetime, so that sucks.
Which means no Helm Hammerhand.
Well, fortunately, the rights to Helm are Third Age rights, which is arguably in the basket of rights currently owned by Warner Brothers and Peter Jackson's Weta Workshop. So we can see Helm, and we will see Helm in the War of the Rohirrim this fall.
Woo woo! Animated.
Yeah, animated version.
They got me tingly in all the right places.
Josh's man crush, Helm Hammerhand. All right, gentlemen, I appreciate everyone jumping on, man. It's better when our full panel is here. So see if you guys can jump back on in these upcoming fights. It's going to be sweet.
All right.
Absolutely looking forward to the third round.
Freaking legit. It's going to be awesome. All right, guys, do all that stuff in red. All the usual promo stuff. Help us help you. And the way you can do that is telling a friend to subscribe, like, do all those things. Really just follow is the main action word, I think. As long as you're following whatever your favorite platform is, we're on all of them. We will get you the good word on upcoming products. And there are some sweet ideas coming.
Sweet.
So please stay tuned, guys, and urge your friends to, if they're Tolkien fans as well. We got some sweet stuff in the pipeline. So with that, thank you everyone for watching. And until the next battle, remember, as Professor Tolkien says, You can only come to the morning through the shadows. And where there is life, there is always hope. You are never out of the fight.